Afternoon. Mind telling me what you're doing hanging around here?
Hanging around? This is my house.
Yeah? Funny, neighbors said there was someone loitering, looking suspicious.
Suspicious of what? Walking up my own steps? You got a name for who called? Or are you just harassing me today?
ID. Turn around, let's go.
Wait, hey,
hands
get
behind
off me. I'm a federal agent. Look, my badge. You see that?
FBI.
Maybe just put your hands on the wrong...
The voice was harsh. The body cam shakes as Officer Rylan Croft storms up the walkway, heavy boots hitting the concrete like he owns the whole block. He's tall, pale, red-faced, with a jaw that looks locked in a permanent scowl. His hand is already resting on his gun like he expects trouble. But all he sees is a black woman watering her grass. "I said drop it," he yells again. "This ain't your house. Step away from the property." The woman, Dr. Nia Bishop, just blinks at him. She stands in bright afternoon sun, wearing a satin bonnet and a simple striped shirt. She looks tired, like she came outside to finish one small task before going back inside. "This is my house," she says calmly, her voice low, even, steady. "Can I help you with something, officer?" Rylan scoffs loud enough for neighbors to hear. "Oh, so now you can talk? You people always play dumb first." He steps closer, narrowing his eyes as if her brown skin is evidence of a crime. "Show me ID. Now." "I'm on my own lawn," she says. "Watering my own grass. I don't have to." "Put your hands behind your back," he snaps, grabbing her wrist before she can finish. "What is wrong with you?" she cries, stumbling as he twists her arm. "I didn't do anything." "You're trespassing," he spits. "And lying. And resisting." The camera jostles violently as he slams her against the steps. A neighbor across the street gasps but doesn't move. Another peeks through a curtain. No one comes out. No one says a word. "Stop." Nia shouts as her knee scrapes the cement. "You're hurting me. I live here." Rylan presses his forearm on her back, forcing her down. "You don't live here," he growls. "Not in this neighborhood. Don't play me. I'm not stupid." He pulls out cuffs, metal clinking. And right there, at the bottom of her steps, something falls from her pocket. A badge. It hits the ground with a loud metallic clink, flashing gold under the sun. The camera angle dips as Rylan freezes mid-cuff, staring at the badge with wide, shaking eyes. The engraved letters glint bright. Federal Bureau of Investigation, Special Agent. Nia looks up at him, breathing hard, eyes burning with fire. "I told you," she says. "This is my house." Rylan's face goes from red to dead white. "Before we go any deeper, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss these real-life inspired stories. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching from?" Her name is Dr. Nia Bishop, but almost everyone who really knows her calls her Agent Bishop. 41 years old. Slim but strong. Quiet eyes. A woman who never raises her voice unless she has to. On the outside, she looks like any normal black woman trying to enjoy a peaceful life in a mostly white suburb. She dresses simple. Drives a 12-year-old dusty Honda. Shops at the local discount store. Mows her own lawn. Waters her own grass. But that's the surface. Underneath? She's a decorated FBI counterintel agent with top-level clearance. She has shut down drug rings, tracked domestic terror groups, and caught people who thought they were too smart to ever get caught. She's the person the FBI sends when things are too dangerous, too complicated, or too sensitive. But she doesn't walk around bragging. She doesn't need to. Growing up in rural South Carolina, she learned early how people treated you when you walked into a store wearing worn shoes and dark skin. She learned what it meant to be doubted, questioned, followed, underestimated. Her father used to say, "Baby girl, let them think you're small. Small things move fast." That quiet strength is what built her. And it's also why she stays calm now, even as a man twice her size has her face pressed to her own steps. Officer Rylan Croft tries to hide the fear on his face as he stares at the badge sitting on the ground. But he doesn't let go. He tightens his grip on her even more, like he's trying to force the world back into his control. "You got this off somebody," he snaps. "Stolen property. New charge." Nia lifts her head in disbelief. "Are you serious?" she asks, voice strained. "My name is literally on the badge." "I don't care," he says. "You people always got excuses. Always pretending to be something you're not. You people." Those words sting more than the cuffs digging into her wrists. "Officer," she says slowly, "you are making a very big mistake." "Shut up," he barks. "I said shut up. You're resisting arrest." She isn't resisting. She's barely moving. The neighbors still watch, silent, trapped in that bystander fear where no one wants to get involved. Rylan pulls her up aggressively, turning her around so hard her shirt rips. "You think you're special?" he sneers. Walking around this neighborhood acting like you belong? I do belong, she whispers. Not looking like that, you don't. That's when he grabs the badge off the ground. His hands tremble. Sweat beads on his forehead. He reads her name. He reads the clearance level. He reads the number. Then he looks at her again. Really looks. But instead of admitting he was wrong, he doubles down, determined not to lose his pride. I don't buy it, he mutters. Anybody can fake a badge. Her lip curls slightly. Call it in, she says. He doesn't. You're coming downtown, he growls. I'll figure out who you really are there. She closes her eyes, not in fear but in frustration. This is what they never understand. No matter what she has accomplished, no matter what medals sit in her closet, no matter how many lives she's saved, some people don't see any of that. They only see her skin. Rylan starts pulling her toward his squad car. She winces as the cuffs pull tight. You are hurting me, she warns him. And when this is over, you're going to wish you never touched me. He laughs in her face. The camera catches his spit flying. You're nobody, he says. Just another angry black woman who can't follow the rules. Then, a black SUV turns slowly onto the street. Another. Then a third. Rylan stops walking. Neighbors step out of their doors now, confused, whispering to each other. The SUVs roll to a stop in front of Nia's house. 3 doors open. Out step 3 people in dark suits, sunglasses, earpieces, and straight, no-nonsense expressions. They move with the calm speed of people used to danger. Their eyes scan everything: the lawns, the air, the windows, the officer, the cuffs on her wrists. Agent Bishop, the tallest woman, says sharply. Are you injured? Rylan's jaw drops. Nia lifts her chin. I'm fine, Director Hale. Director Saria Hale, one of the highest-ranking officials in the entire FBI, walks straight up to Rylan. What is the meaning of this? She asks coldly. Rylan stammers. She was trespassing. On a house that isn't hers. I asked for ID and... This house, Hale says, pointing at the mailbox, belongs to Special Agent Bishop. It has belonged to her for 7 years. We monitor the property. We know exactly where she lives. Rylan swallows hard. But, she looked suspicious. The agents behind Hale freeze at the stupidity of the sentence. Hale steps closer until her face is inches from his. Officer Croft, she says softly, spine straight, you just tackled, handcuffed, and physically assaulted one of the top counterintel agents in the United States. Rylan's lip twitches. But Hale isn't done. And you did it on camera. The whole street went silent. Even the breeze seemed to stop moving as Director Saria Hale stared dead into Officer Rylan Croft's face. Her voice was calm, but the kind of calm that can break a person in half. Officer Croft, she said slowly, take your hands off my agent. Rylan croaks out something that barely sounds like a word. His hands, still gripping the handcuffs cutting into Nia's wrists, begin to tremble. The body cam catches every twitch. The camera shakes as he steps back, like he isn't sure if he should run, apologize, or pretend this isn't happening. Nia's arms hang stiff at her sides, wrists bruised and skin swollen. She doesn't cry. She doesn't yell. She just stands there, breathing through the pain, watching him make himself smaller with every second. Director Hale turns to one of the suited agents. Get her cuffs off, she orders. Agent Ortiz, short, broad-shouldered, with hands steady as stone, steps forward. He unlocks the cuffs gently, like he's unwrapping a fragile gift. His jaw is tight, anger simmering under the surface. When the metal pops open, Nia rubs her wrists lightly. Red marks burn across her skin. Little cuts from the struggle bleed slowly, tiny dots of red against brown skin. Rylan sees the wounds and panics. I didn't mean to do all that, he stammers. She was resisting and I thought. You thought what? Hale snaps. Her voice is sharp now. Sharp enough to make him flinch. That a black woman in a bonnet couldn't own a home in a quiet suburb? Rylan looks down. His breathing speeds up. Sweat slides down the side of his face. Neighbors gather closer, whispering under their breaths. Someone starts recording on a phone. Another covers her mouth, as if she's realizing she watched a crime happen and said nothing. The embarrassment begins to spread like fire. Hale steps forward again, standing so close he can't look away. Officer Croft, you tackled a federal agent. You slammed her into concrete. You threatened her. You insulted her. And you ignored evidence right in front of your face because you let your racism think for you. The word racism hits him harder than a punch. I'm not racist, he blurts out defensively, voice cracking. I'm not. I didn't mean. I was just doing my job. No, Hale interrupts. You were doing violence. There's a difference. A woman from across the street steps forward, thin, wearing gardening gloves. I saw everything, she says shakily. She told him it was her house. He didn't listen. He just grabbed her. Rylan glares at her like she betrayed him. Another neighbor, a middle-aged dad in a basketball jersey, nods slowly. He didn't even ask her anything. He jumped on her the second he walked up. Rylan's throat tightens. He knows what this looks like. He knows he's losing control. And he hates it. He points awkwardly at the house. She looked out of place, he mutters. I mean, look at her. The bonnet, Nia lifts her head sharply. What about my bonnet? She asks. Say it. Rylan swallows hard. His mouth opens and closes like he can't catch the words. Her eyes stay locked on him, steady, piercing, powerful. Go on, she says, voice low. Say why you thought a woman like me didn't belong in a house like this. But he can't. He can't say the quiet part out loud. Because now the world is watching. Director Hale pauses, letting the silence settle like dust after an explosion. Then she pulls out a radio, presses one button, and speaks clearly. Dispatch, this is Director Hale of the FBI Counterintel Division. I am reporting the unlawful detainment and assault of a federal agent by Officer Rylan Croft, badge number 4092. I am requesting immediate internal affairs and federal oversight. Rylan's eyes widen. Wait, this is a misunderstanding. Please don't call. Hale ignores him. Send a supervisor to this location at once. We also need EMS for Agent Bishop's injuries. Yes, ma'am, the radio responds. Rylan grabs his head. Oh my God, no. Please don't do this. Nia watches him. Not with hate. Not with anger. But with the heavy sadness of someone who's seen this story too many times. A police SUV speeds into the neighborhood. Sergeant Harris Moan, older, calmer, with streaks of gray in his beard, steps out. He takes one look at Nia's bruised wrists, the handcuffs in Ortiz's palm, the shaken crowd, and Officer Croft trembling like a man standing on a cliff. What happened? Moan asks, voice low. Hale answers bluntly. Your officer assaulted a federal agent in her own yard. On camera. Without cause. Moan turns to Rylan. Is that true? Rylan shakes his head. I didn't know she was an agent. She looked suspicious. Moan pinches the bridge of his nose. Suspicious how? Rylan hesitates, then whispers. She didn't look like she lived here. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Moan stares at him with disappointment so deep it feels like a punishment. You just cost yourself your badge, he says quietly. No, please. Rylan begs. Please, Sergeant, I have a family, I didn't mean it, she scared me. Nia raises one eyebrow. I scared you by watering flowers? Rylan's face twists. You were talking back. Moan cuts him off. Officer Croft, hand over your weapon. The camera catches Rylan's entire soul breaking. This can't be happening, he whispers. But it is. Moan holds out his hand. Slowly, shaking, Rylan unclips his gun and places it in his sergeant's palm. And your badge. The badge hits Moan's hand like dead weight. A neighbor whispers, wow. Another shakes her head. About time. Rylan covers his face, sinking to his knees on Nia's walkway. Tears hit the ground. He sobs, not because he's sorry but because he's caught. Director Hale watches him coldly. Officer Croft, she says, you will be charged. The footage from your body cam will be federal evidence. You assaulted a decorated agent with top clearance. That's a crime. Rylan cries harder. Please? I have kids. Nia steps forward slowly. Her voice is soft. Calm. Almost too calm. I didn't want this for you, she says. But you did this to yourself. He looks up at her, eyes red. Why didn't you say something sooner? He pleads. Why didn't you tell me who you were? Nia tilts her head. I did, she says, but you didn't hear me. You never hear us. Internal Affairs arrives. They escort Rylan into a separate car. No cuffs, yet, but everyone knows they're coming. His neighbors look away as he's taken. Some shake their heads. Some don't bother hiding their relief. Others whisper prayers. The body cam catches his face one last time. Humiliated. Broken. Terrified. And very, very small. EMTs check Nia's wrists. They wrap them gently. One EMT, a young guy with freckles, murmurs, I'm so sorry this happened to you, ma'am. Nia nods. Thank you. Director Hale steps closer. You okay? She asks softly now, her tone switching from steel to care. I'll be fine, Nia says. I've had worse. Hale gives her a sad smile. That doesn't make it right. Neighbors come over offering apologies and quiet words. I should have said something, one says. I should have stepped in, another whispers. Nia nods again. It's all right, she says. Fear makes people freeze. The street slowly returns to normal. Birds chirp again. A car drives by. Life continues. But something in the air has changed. People saw something ugly today. And they saw something powerful rise out of it. As the FBI prepares to escort Nia inside to rest, she turns back toward the neighbors still standing in her yard. She doesn't give a speech. She doesn't shout. She simply says one quiet line. The world changes when someone decides not to look away. The street goes silent again. That one truth hangs in the air long after the SUVs pull away. If you felt something while reading this story, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. And tell me in the comments, do you think Officer Croft deserved a harsher punishment, or was losing everything enough? Your thoughts matter.